Next up, she is Assistant Professor Communication Science and Co-Director Games for Emotional and Mental Health Lab. Please join me here at the table. You know what's coming. Yes, Hanneke Scholten. Let's relax.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? She's like, oh, why are we singing? Well, like I said, there's music to every story. I'm singing this song because actually I'm curious. Do you wish to be forever young?
No, I don't.
No? Why not?
No. Because I'm very happy where I am right now.
Yeah.
I grew up into hopefully a healthy adult and also a happy adult. So.
Well, you look quite happy, and you're also very happy because you get to do something for the people who are young still.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, as you said, I'm trying to understand the world young people live in, because I understand that I believe that if we understand this world, we can also help them.
Wow. And is this a big life goal thing you want to achieve, to help the world?
Yeah, I already knew this when I was quite young.
Okay. So we're going to hear a little bit more about that. How did you prepare for this moment, for this day, for this specific talk you're going to give us?
Lots of writing, thinking, talking to people in my environment, and lots of cutting words as well, because it was way too long.
Yeah. So you have much more to tell. If you want to hear more, we can follow you on Instagram or LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes, and our website. But I will tell more about it.
I'm already curious. Forever young. You don't wish to be forever young.
No.
But you're going to make us feel young with your newest inspiring story. Please take the stage. The stage is yours. Make some noise for Hanneke.
I had the most carefree and happy youth I can imagine. I grew up in a safe space that really protected me from the outside world. I'm the oldest child in a family of 4, with a younger brother and 2 younger sisters. At school, I felt at ease and comfortable, because I knew that when I put my mind to something, I could make it work. I felt in control. However, outside school, I oftentimes felt uncomfortable and vulnerable. And I felt like I didn't belong, and other people were better than me. As a developmental psychologist and behavioral researcher, I now know that these feelings of vulnerability were not specific to me. Every young person is on its own journey to answer questions like, who am I? And what type of person do I envision myself to be? This journey is also known as identity development. Early on in my journey, I figured out that I want to understand the world young people live in and help them and their parents improve that world, if necessary. So that's why I started my study Pedagogical and Educational Sciences at the Radboud University. And in the first year of this study, I got invited to an honors program. And when I received this invitation, I immediately threw it out, because I knew that in the second year of this study, I had to go abroad for at least 3 months. And that was way too scary for me. One day I came home, and my father had found the invitation and took it out of the trash. And he asked me, why don't you just try and see how far you get? And although I was very scared, he also started a little fire in me. And I decided to take the leap. I did the honors program and went to Chapel Hill, North Carolina for 3 months in 2012. What my father did here is the perfect parenting example of giving your child autonomy, which is one of the key processes in identity development. I was able to make my own choice and write a little part of my own story. This was also the time that I realized that becoming a clinician, something I always envisioned myself to be, was not for me. It felt way too subjective, and I felt like I could use my focus and skills to gather more knowledge. This was the start of me identifying as a researcher. I could only make all these decisions because I had a great safety net to fall back on. My mother always taught me to listen carefully to the people around you and invest in the connections that matter to you. This investment led to a great family bond and a great friend group. And they still fulfill my need of connectedness I feel like I belong to a certain community. I found my professional community when I did my research master behavioral science. In the first year of the study, I got inspired by Professor Isabel Grenick, who just switched up her research focus to using games to help youth change their behavior. And through her twin boys, she learned that video games are the virtual playgrounds of the new generation, and that we can use this virtual playground as a vehicle to help youth change if they want and need it, through play. And I got so inspired by her new ideas because it combines my deep interest in youth with an exciting new discipline, design. And it's in this lab, the Games for Emotional and Mental Health Lab, or the GEM Lab for short, where my identity as a researcher got further shaped. This is who I am. This is what I value, what I believe in, what I'm driven by. And that's all based on what I've learned and experienced over the years. Yet, development never stops. Another period in my life where I was very vulnerable and insecure was when my daughter Faye was born. I developed into a mother. And suddenly, together with my husband, I was responsible for helping her go through her life and becoming a healthy and happy adult. And although she's only 9 months old, she takes the autonomy process quite literally and also connects to everyone around her. Yet, she's also growing up in a different time than I did, where most of my childhood and teenage experiences took place in an offline world. She grows up in a world where offline and online experiences continuously interact in something that I call her hybrid reality. But I also believe that she has the same developmental needs and goals as I had: autonomy and connectedness. So that's why in my research I focus on whether and how these developmental needs and goals are served or not served in this hybrid reality, and which hybrid experiences lead to healthy versus unhealthy well-being outcomes. I was always driven to understand the world young people live in, yet this little girl here has accelerated this drive because, of course, I want the best possible outcomes. Currently, I'm the co-director of the GEM Lab and assistant professor at communication science here at this beautiful university. And together with my community of like-minded researchers and designers, it is my mission to understand the world young people live in, because that will help us to help them if they need it. I started with video games and moved on to technology in a broader sense. And I believe that we can only be successful in this mission if we take on this challenge with an interdisciplinary mindset, a focus on youth, and by showing your vulnerabilities when necessary. This was my story. If you feel connected to it, please reach out, because I'm always looking to expand my community of like-minded people. Thank you very much.
Yes. It seems like you being vulnerable, well, already set something in motion. So I hope you get a lot of reactions like this also. People mailing you because you are interested in their stories, right?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for sharing your vulnerability. And
Thank you.
yeah, please take a seat. Yes, thank you.